for the shine. Yo, don't be wasting the time. Yo, get erased from the line. Yo, lights and the cameras are flashing, fans on their feet, and it's time for some action. Thunder and lightning, they fighting and clashing. High speed chase, race and keep smashing. L, this is Friday Night Football.
Welcome to where the term Friday Night Lights originated. Dallas, Texas, home of the legendary Cotton Bowl and now the LFL's Dallas Desire. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Dora alongside Sean Salisbury. And Sean, big Western Conference game despite the fact that it's only week 2.
Yeah, Tommy, San Diego comes in 8.5-point underdogs, but the game's played on the field, so none of those polls matter. We'll see if it's last year's San Diego Seduction or this year's new team that decides they're going to show up.
And now let's take a look at the keys to the game. First, we got the signal caller.
Yes, Linda Brenner of Dallas. She's a Peyton Manning of this league. Great arm, powerful arm, great pocket presence, smart, and maybe as good a leader as we have in this league. On the other side, Kendra Myers, an offensive lineman for a low-scoring team last year, is now a quarterback for this team.
And along with a great passing game, San Diego's got one of the league's great bruising backs, a real bull in the china shop.
She sure is. Audrey Latsko is an old-fashioned blue-collar north and south runner who's also going to play some line tonight. And Dallas star rookie middle linebacker JoJo Brown is going to have the assignment of knocking Latsko around.
And now let's talk about Dallas' newest set of triplets known as the Dallas Express.
Maybe the best threesome combination in the league, Tommy, along with LA's Coker, Pissick, and Vander Walker. It's all fantasy wide receiver Candace Mosley who can talk it, Charlie Dijon, and wide receiver Andrea Spinato. It's going to be quite a battle tonight, seeing if they can be defended.
Kickoff's coming up. And we're ready to roll. With Sean Salisbury, I'm Tom Dora on MTV2. It's LFL Friday Night Football.
Why the heck do you think you always see the guys there, Tommy, in the game watching this? Western Conference last year, Dallas Desire dominated during the regular season. Come playoff time, they started to fade, Tommy. Will they be back this year?
We shall see. Here's the high end-over-end kickoff. And, a hard hit. And pretty good return. San Diego with it. They'll have it 1st and 10.
Only times you'll see kickoff in this game, in this league, is at the beginning of the game and the start of the second half, Tommy. And we see it there. There you see the lineups.
Well, Cassie McLean, Audrey Latsko, Amber Reed, Jennifer Miller. That's pretty talented offensive front for San Diego. Here's the former offensive linewoman, now the starting quarterback. And, Sean, they finally get it right. They bring somebody who couldn't play on the line and let him play quarterback.
I couldn't play either, Tommy.
And I'm just kidding. Kendra, nice pass deflected, and it goes incomplete. Very nice defense on that play.
Well, that time Kendra threw it like an offensive lineman, Tommy. She does have a rocket arm. Question the accuracy, and I can understand why when you're an offensive line quarterback. There you see a lot of talking this week between the two, led by that gal right there, Candace Mosley.
Candace Mosley getting after it a little bit with Tony Kelly of San Diego. Kelly's number 6 for San Diego, and Mosley is a terrific receiver. And a little problem on the handoff on the snap, and it's going to be taken by San Diego.
Unfortunately,
there you go. We're already starting. It's already on in Dallas.
And Tommy, as you all know, this started all week long via Twitter, Facebook, and the rest of it between these two teams.
Here we go. Let's listen in. Oh, my. You know, it went from last year pretty tame. San Diego only scored 12 points all year, gave up 112. But all of a sudden, San Diego is taking this series.
Yes, they are. And you already see the temper starting to flare, Tommy, getting after it. And we'll talk more about what went on this week via all this messaging that got both teams fired up, led by Candace Mosley. And again, we see an offensive lineman playing quarterback in Kendra Myers for a team that couldn't throw up last year to San Diego Seduction.
Ooh, hard hit. Back at the line of scrimmage. Look, watch the hit. That's a stick. I don't care who it is. That's a serious stick.
Candace Mosley's got a little Ray Lewis in her. You know what I'm saying? Going to talk the whole game, going to get after it. And like Ray Lewis, she shows up and backs it up. And she'll be in on a lot of plays on both sides of the football in this game. There's no love lost between these two teams. The San Diego Seduction was awful. Tommy, you mentioned they scored 12 points last year and gave up 112.
All year, yeah.
Folks, that's hard to do. There was times when it looked like they were going to give up 112 in a game, and got so bad that they've taken an offensive lineman that we consider the big people and put her at quarterback and see if her arm can make it in this game.
4th down, a pass on 4th down, and she's going to be very close.
There you see the nice slant route, getting it out in front. Like I say, you laughing at offensive linemen, but if you can throw the ball like that and you're an offensive lineman, we'll take it. That's Brittany DeBarbo making the catch and getting it down there. Give them a first down as they charge down there, trying to put it on the board against Dallas. A team that I wonder if they have a hangover, Tommy. At the end of last year, this team was so good at the beginning and started to fade and went into the tank. Last game of the season, then in the playoffs, they disappeared and had some team discipline problems, led by Mosley there at the end of the year.
Yeah, missed a flight to Seattle that really cost her team. Handoff goes to the left side. She is still on her feet, inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line.
And folks, be a little patient with us now as we try to find the numbers on the San Diego uniforms, because they got them on their right butt cheek, Tommy. So we're going to try to find them, but with that numbers, they kind of blend in to San Diego. So we'll probably get them late, some of the numbers to you.
I think that was Amber Reed.
There you go, Amber Reed. So nice job, nice carry. San Diego lacked physicality last year, Tommy. They lacked it. And they're coming out on this first drive, and it may not be pretty, but I could care less.
This is a statement. This is a we are here to play football.
This team played like ass, no pun intended, last year, Tommy. They were booty the whole year, and they've come out and say, you know what, we're going on the road, and we're going to teach the Dallas Desire something on the first drive.
Myers goes off right tackle, and she's in for a touchdown. They scored 12 on last year, 6 on their first drive.
Halfway there, here you see Kendra Myers. She kind of moves like an offensive lineman. Now, it looked like me running the football, Tommy. But my coach told me put some pumps and a garter belt on. But they got him on. But she's serious football. You see Kendra get in there for the touchdown. And this is what they're going to ask her to do. Be physical inside. And when you make the throw, make the throw. They desperately needed leadership and some offensive production, Tommy, that they were so bad. It was hard to watch last year. Hard to, almost to the point where we said, can we get rid of this football team? But now they've returned, what? I think six ladies are back from the team from last year. So they've become a veteran team, and obviously going for their single right here to see if they can take an early 7-0 lead.
Handoff. Oh, what a great hit. Oh, what a terrific stop. Watch this.
Great job of coming through. Nobody puts a body or a hand or anything. Looked like Danielle Hawkins, I think, was at her on the tackle, but coming right through and knocking somebody out to make sure that they don't give up the single point inside the 3.
Dallas will get it. When we come back, LFL football on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Welcome back, LFL Friday Night Football on MTV2. This Dallas team last year, Sean, was an offensive juggernaut. Brenner's just a terrific quarterback. She was the all-fantasy quarterback.
Well, and no doubt about it. And I spent time talking to Linda last year and during it. Tommy, she's had quarterback coach training. She takes it serious. This is something that matters to her. And when you watch her play, clearly last year the best quarterback in this league, and there's no reason to think that Linda's not going to do it again this year. Obviously, we had the kickoff at the beginning. Now they take the ball. There's no kickoff after a touchdown.
Fades back, looking long, throws, and it is just overthrown. That's a heck of a throw.
I love the fact that Dallas comes out and attacks offensively right off the bat. Old Oakland Raiders, Daryl LaMonica, Kenny Stabler. Throw deep right off the bat. You know why teams do that, Tommy?
Get it
to back them off, soften them, so they can start throwing screens. There you see the offense. Keep an eye on Mosley, who's going to talk it. Remember, all week long, Tony Kelly, the corner of the other team, smaller than Mosley. They're going back and forth on Twitter, said, I'm going to take her head off this week. So we're about to see if this fight and this argument continues.
Looking deep, throws, and this one is caught and dropped.
Hit her in a bad spot, right in the hands, got to catch it. Great job by Brenner. And here's Tommy talking about Brenner. The first play, she looks right, looks off the safety, and throws back left. This girl gets it, knows how to read the coverage. This will be, of all the teams in the league who are mostly run-focused, the Dallas Desire, they'll run it, but they put the ball in Brenner's hands and expect her to throw it and win it. And remember now, you've got to throw it 2 times every 4 downs in this league, unlike last year where you didn't have to.
There's Charlie DeJong, Lori Wright, and Linda Brenner, the quarterback, up under center this time. 3rd and 10. They'll give it a handoff. Nice gain along the right side. Gets away from one tackle. Loose football. And they say it was out of bounds. It was recovered by San Diego, but they say it was out of bounds. It'll be Dallas ball. Right with that run. Got 14 yards in the first down. It was just out of bounds.
Got Mosley and Latsko both mic'd up. You hear a lot of them. There you see Shannon Peterson, Natasha Lynch, good football player, Jenelinda Jesus, and Tamika Estrella. This team, I want to call them the Chargers, they're completely different. There's 6 veterans. Dallas obviously has 4 returning players. A lot of changes, and there's one in particular, Brittany DeGarbo, was in LA last year. A little bit of locker room trouble now as a member of the San Diego Seduction. What kind of difference will she make? And there's Brenner at quarterback.
Brenner, quick handoff, going around the left side, gets some nice upfield blocking. She's inside the 10, down near the 5, and let's see where they'll mark her out at the 2-yard line.
Great job running around the end. Nice job, just a nice sweep. Ducks inside, sets up the block. Great job of dipping inside to allow great blocks down the field. And you see the finish of the run staying in bounds. Here's what I love, is you're patient behind the line of scrimmage and allow your blockers to come down and pin inside to allow you to bounce. That was not a mistake. That's a planned bounce play. You bounce it outside, get it inside the red zone here as we trudge along in the first half. The thing about Dallas, when you talked about a juggernaut, Tommy, they all run it, they'll throw it. They're as balanced as any team you'll see in the league, but they don't have a problem coming out throwing first.
Yeah, exactly. That was Reed on the run for 10 yards. Here's Lasco, Amber Reed, Hutchinson. Dallas with the football, looking to break in. Brenner, handoff, goes along the right side. Had a little problem, but she's in for the touchdown.
Great job, inside running. Just playing physical, trying to give the San Diego Seduction a taste of their own medicine on this side of the ball. I love how Dallas came out, threw the football early on, and then decided to pound you and bounce it inside out. They're very good at calling plays, Tommy. Think about it. Throw the ball deep, throw the ball underneath, bounce it inside for a sweep outside, and then you pound it inside the tackles. Now the rules here, Tommy, when you're at the 5-yard line, it's for 2 points. We don't kick extra points in this league. And we're at the 2-yard line, it's for 1 point, seeing if Brenner can get it going again.
And let's see if he can get it. Handoff to right. She comes around the right side. And did she get in? No, she did not.
Put a knee on the ground. Lori Wright will be a workhorse in this football game. She'll be a nice offset to Brenner. Run that sweep right. And great play calling by the offensive coordinator in the way that they're getting after it for the Dallas Desire. Trying to get in and match San Diego. Nice job sweeping around the end. And when you got the football in Brenner's hands, you've got to respect the pass. So they come out and pound it. We got ourselves a pretty good game starting off here, Tommy. 8.5-point underdogs for San Diego going into this. 90% of those polled, the fans said no shot. No shot for San Diego to win this game, especially at the legendary Cotton Bowl.
Well, and you come in with last year with what you knew about San Diego from last year.
Pathetic.
This is the 4th coach that they've had, head coach, but it looks like Pat Kelly's given instant stability.
No question. 4th head coach that Tommy's talking about in 12 months or so, folks. Changing coaches. Kelly's come in, done a good job. That's the inside handoff. And there's the offensive lineman, now quarterback, trying to help out, blocking and knocking some people around. And Kendra Myers, what an adjustment that must be, Tommy. Offensive line. I know a lot of the only offensive lineman I know that could ever do it. Bruce Matthews could throw it about 75 yards. I've seen it, Tommy. Obviously the Hall of Fame offensive lineman.
Right.
We'll get to that story a little later on. We had a contest when John Robinson was there. I'll get it now. They'd pick an offensive defensive guy, throw the ball, see who could throw it far. Couldn't be the quarterback. Bruce Matthews threw it over 75 yards at Stanford Stadium the game before we played Elway, and I thought, you know what? Elway ain't got the arm Bruce does.
Snap back.
A little wildcat offense.
Absolutely, and look at her go. She's out near the 25-yard line.
And I think we're going to see more of that, Tommy, in this football game for the very reason. I think that was Tamika Estrella, I think, Tommy, carrying the football number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Hard to see the numbers, but we'll see more of that type of wildcat look because remember now, Kendra Myers is an offensive lineman turned quarterback, and it's not real fast. Physical, but not fast. So they'll put that in because she's not much of a threat to run, at least in the open field and not inside the red zone.
For her to get 3 yards or so, I would think it's going to be fairly easy. For her to get 7 or 8, maybe a little bit more difficult.
And she's 5'11", 140 pounds, Tommy, so she's Eminem away from a $145.
Nice
there you
throw.
go.
Very nice throw. Gain of about 3.5 or 4. And look at them go.
And
they're going after each other again.
She can protect herself. Remember Tony Kelly of San Diego Candace Mosley getting after it all week via text, talking about taking each other's heads off. And Tony Kelly specifically said she was going to rip Mosley's head off. So we saw an early fight on the first series. We're starting to see more of it. What I was going to say about Kendra Myers, 140 pounds, Tommy, with the gear on, 145 pounds, but 5'11", and you're right, she can fall forward for a few yards. I love the fact that she's been able to make this transition.
Myers throw, and the pass is just dropped.
And you're going to see a lot of that this game, Tommy. Don't question her arm strength, and all she's got to do is learn from Brenner on the other side. When you're an offensive lineman, turn quarterback, the accuracy will be a problem. So I think they're going to do everything they can to hit underneath and give her a chance to get some completions in the game.
Great game early at the Cotton Bowl here. Friday Night Football on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Back at the Cotton Bowl here in Dallas. LFL football Friday night. And the fans are loving it. No question about it.
Can you blame them? And you know, Tommy, on a Friday night in Texas, there's high school football, and that's bigger than anything, and they're still showing up to this.
Little pitch goes off the right side. Nice cut back. Stays on her feet. She's to the 15, to the 10. Oh, delivers a shot down at about the 6-yard line.
What you're seeing is legendary, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the San Diego, I want to call them the Chargers, and their offense didn't resemble them at all. The San Diego Seduction had no clue offensively, and that's DeGarbo right there from LA's championship team last year. Some talk that maybe there was some locker room issues as far as not getting along, but she was a contributor. She's a contributor here, came down to San Diego, and a great job by her to carry the football outside, and what a threat she's been for San Diego, getting after it. And there you see her, DeGarbo. Give her the football, 10 catches last year, 15 attempts rushing for 112 yards. That 7.5-yard average, Tommy, is huge. Give her the football and let her pound it in and get after it. And you got to have the run threat, especially when your quarterback's a converted offensive lineman.
First and goal. Going a little wildcat again. Handoff goes to the left side. She's down inside the 5.
DeGarbo again, Tommy, getting in that red zone. Now, the reason I say, folks, this is legendary, because this team, quite frankly, sucked on the field last year.
They were brutal.
They were
Absolutely.
awful. But you know what? I give them a lot of credit for coming back and saying, wait a minute, we're not going to be laughed at. And they were laughed at, Tommy, not laughed with last year.
Yep.
6 veterans back on this football team. DeGarbo comes over from LA, and there's a chip on their shoulder. There's no love lost. These two teams do not like each other, and San Diego is stepping up their game on their first 2 series. Wildcat again, Tommy.
Estrella with the keeper. Goes right up the middle. She's in for the touchdown. How about this for a message? 2 possessions for San Diego, 2 TDs.
Estrella, what a nice inside-outside punch you got there with Estrella and with also DeGarbo hitting the outside, and then the offensive lineman, converted quarterback Kendra Myers. And I'm going to keep stressing that, folks, because if I were to tell you that in a regular NFL game, you'd look at me and say, are you on crack?
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're not. We're telling you that that's how bad this team was last year. Two series, Tommy. They have scored more points now, or at least tied now, than they had the entire year last year.
Pitch goes to DeGarbo. She comes along the right side. Lots of blue to meet her there, and she's not going to get in.
Not a lot of team speed on San Diego to get to the edge. Getting inside, good job by Dallas, Tommy.
And San Diego with the lead. Friday Night Football here on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Well, San Diego right now has got to feel pretty good about themselves. Up 12-6, 5:17 left here in the first half. And now Dallas looking defensively for some answers, but they've got to answer offensively right now.
They sure do, with the best quarterback in the league in Linda Brenner. And I'm telling you, when folks, when we say lingerie football league, they mean serious stuff. This isn't the old days of having fingernails long and don't want to mess your hair up
before the game.
Oh, hell no, Tommy. They want to knock somebody out.
Football.
You're doggone right they do. And I've spent time, like I said, talking to Linda Brenner in the offseason at a Mavs game last year and discussing. This is serious stuff, and serious stuff for Candace Mosley, who can talk with the best of them. And her and Tony Kelly battled all week.
Roll out to the right side, and a fumble, loose football. They're going to say that was an incomplete pass. And now we've got a little talking going on.
Here we go.
Mosley with and another push. Look out. It's on at the Cotton Bowl now.
We can't emphasize it.
There's a right shot. Oh.
And here's the problem with this, Tommy. And you guys think that they don't take this serious? This isn't, we're not scripting this, okay? This is football at the Cotton Bowl. Angry now. get the game under control through the officials, but I don't want to see him kick anybody out, Tommy. I want him to play. And I kind of like this tee him up.
Did you see the right that was thrown?
Yes.
I think somebody's going to be hitting the showers
Hopefully
here.
there's no replay to show it, but if there is, we'll find out, see if somebody got kicked out. But remember, this all started, now there was last year battling, but Tony Kelly, secondary player, defensive player for San Diego, was getting the messages from Candace Mosley all week, Tommy, or seeing them on Facebook and on Twitter, and they fought back and forth all week, and it's carried over, and it's obviously been contagious to the rest of the football team. Referees discussing what's going on with the game and with the penalty.
I got to think they're going to throw somebody out here.
To me, it's got to be offsetting penalties.
Personal foul. Number 3, blue. Within ejection.
She is gone. Jolissa Brown has been ejected from the game.
Now, you wonder, excuse me, Tommy, about maybe they could have penalized both and then kicked one out for, there were some kicks and there was a face mask grab. I'm just bummed because I want to see the fight continue. I kind of like it. There's intensity. Folks, they take this serious.
Oh.
And they get after it. And they're going to go home. See, what the scary thing is that some of these girlfriends these girls with their husbands and guys home could go home and not kick the dog and whoop them right in the butt too, because they take it serious. I love to see this. Not that anybody get hurt, but I love to see the intensity. They're getting after Linda Brenner Hurley in this football game. Dallas doesn't look like the same team.
1st and 15 now. Handoff goes around the outside, and she gets stood up and delivered a shot inside the 15 back to about the 13-yard line.
Tommy, we're talking about San Diego's offense. 12 points last year, all they scored. 112 points.
They gave up 112. They aren't going to give up 100 this year.
Anytime they make a tackle, you should be standing up and cheering for them because this team's not used to making a tackle. And I know there's going to be some at home saying, man, why are they killing us so bad on this? Well, don't shoot the messenger.
Exactly.
We watched it where you could
this
drive
is
a
the
truck.
news.
That's
this
exactly
is what happened
right.
last year.
Fact is fact. Now this team's saying, not this time. And they were putting it on Dallas early in the football game physically.
Handoff. That's DeJong who gets it along the right side. She gets out to about the 17-yard line. And how about the one-on-one tackle for San Diego?
Well, and they're getting one wrap up in the open field, and the battle continues. But then people are swarming to the football, Tommy. And you mentioned DeJong, with Charlie DeJong, and then Spinato is also a wide receiver.
Right.
And Candace Mosley. There's a threesome that everybody in this league says, man, Dallas has got as good as there is. But we watched a team in Seattle with another threesome, like the trifecta of Coker, Pissick, and Vandewalker. Because if this trio right here is as good as that trio,
unsportsmanlike. Number 5.
Delay a game. What they do, holding people
Dead
down?
ball, personal foul.
Oh, okay, they call it a personal foul. Well, there's 15 refs. Hey, these refs have to control this game because they're getting after it. We've already had one ejection, now a personal foul and a dead ball personal foul. But getting back to it, Tommy, the Dallas Desires trifecta, the stardom trifecta, has got to pick up the tempo because right now they don't look to me like the Seattle that we saw last week. They missed in their offense, that trifecta that was moving the ball up and down.
So that's a first down now, coming up on 3 minutes left here in the first half. Fake a handoff, goes to the right side. She's got all kinds of room inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds at about the 8-yard line.
Nice job, carry off tackle. Great job of pinning down by the offensive line, opening a hole and able to get through. The fat, slow ones can get through this hole, and the fast ones that are athletic make it look real easy. Nice job by Dallas, trying to answer the physicality of the San Diego Seduction. There is talking on every play.
The late hits, the little forearm.
No question about it, Tommy. And this is Dallas is trying to. They're down 12-6 in this game with the first half starting to wind down. And you folks at home, if this is the first time you've watched here on MTV2, take a look when you see the defensive linemen that are so far back. You have to, if you're going to rush, you got to be. When you're not in the red zone, you got to give 2 to 3 yards space. But the other side of it, you can't run between those bags in there inside the 2 guards' left and right leg on the inside leg.
And it's Hardaway, and she's going to lose a couple yards. Came along the right side. And San Diego, they do a couple things well. They read where the ball's going, and they pursue the ball. They pursue to the ball.
And there's some NFL teams that need to take a look at some of the tackling we're seeing because the fundamental lost at times in an NFL game. There's some sound fundamental. They're wrapping up and getting things done, Tommy. Great tackling by San Diego in the open field.
And we're going to have a timeout. Just under 2 minutes left.
This is Friday Night Football.
What do you like most about the game so far, Tommy? I mean, is it the
physicality?
anger?
I like it. I like the fact that they're getting after each other and that they are seriously playing football.
In truth, now Friday night, we know about Friday night lights.
Oh,
the
certainly, yep.
Football. Tommy, do you think the intensity's up not only because of the hatred, but because it's in the Cotton Bowl? Where a lot of great football has been played. Why not?
Question. Yeah, absolutely. Terrific atmosphere. And might have a little early movement there by Dallas.
Constant talking, constant jabbering, getting after it. I like it, but now one thing you can't allow this to do, Tommy, is take all the Tony Kelly hatred for Candace Mosley and not focus on what you're here to do. You got a job to do, and that's play football. And
5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Obviously illegal motion on the offense.
Yeah, right.
Now, Linda Brenner, the quarterback in Dallas, all-fantasy quarterback last year, special football player, but they're not getting into a whole lot of rhythm. She's a great leader. They need to get this thing going because they don't look like the team you and I watched last year, Tom.
Oh, they were a juggernaut. They were terrific offensively. Brenner kept it on her hip. That was a terrific fake. Throws over the middle. It's caught. And touchdown. What a great fake, Sean. Kept the ball on her hip perfectly.
Well, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, and that was Candace Mosley on the catch, giving her reason to talk some trash, talk a little head out there. Take a look now at the great throw by Brenner. Tommy, play action made it happen. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, she's the Peyton Manning of the LFL.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best play action quarterback in football. There you have a reason why. Brenner studying that, watching Manning, hides it on her hip, makes the great throw out in front. The Dallas Desire match it with the touchdown pass. Great job by a team that hasn't played very well in this game. What a throw by Brenner. Is there any reason why, Tommy, or is there any mystery why she was the all-fantasy quarterback last year?
No, nonetheless, there's no question. There's a quarterback down in Miami who's pretty good, too.
Doggone right. And the one in Seattle this year, too.
Absolutely. There's talent in this league.
Yep, sure is.
Going for the 1-point extra point. DeJong comes around the left side, and she paid for it, but she's in. And then a flag comes in.
Get a shot to the head or a face mask. Yeah. Which the penalty is going to be applied. Tommy, for a team that's played pretty bad starting out and get dominated physically, the Dallas Desire on a few throws and a few good plays obviously are going to take the lead in this football game. Rules-wise, once again, folks, when it's on the 2, it's for 1 point. We don't kick extra points in this league. And on the 5-yard line, you get 2 points if you can punch it in. Linda Brenner, it all came from her ability to make the throw after a great play action. And young quarterbacks at home can learn from this. You can't take a play off. And play actions, a lot of times you say, let me just flag a hand in there and not really show ball and sell it. Great job by Linda Brenner of selling it. This should be some kind of personal foul. Penalty should be enforced here off we don't have a kickoff. That personal foul penalty, moving the ball back down there. Great job by Linda Brenner leading them down. Candace Mosley giving her another reason to talk trash to Tony Kelly of San Diego. We got ourselves a ball game, folks.
So San Diego, instead of getting it on the 15, gets it back on their own 10-yard line. Minute 20 left. Myers fades back, got some pressure, rolls out. Now she's going to run and gets hit hard. Got a couple yards. That was a heck of a hit.
And another penalty. That was football. Looked like a penalty.
I just say shocker.
Well, there you see. Now, Kendra Myers, folks, is 5'11", 140 pounds. She's not a quarterback that's looking to run away, not only literally from somebody, but she's looking people up. Last year, an offensive lineman for this team, and now she's playing quarterback. That shows you and tells you how bad San Diego was. She's done a really good job. 2 drives, 2 scores for Kendra and this football team.
Myers fades back, looking to throw. Throws down the right side, and it is just overthrown. That was a heck of a throw, off balance. She's kind of going backwards. Still got that thing about 40 yards.
No question in her arm strength, obviously working on the accuracy. And I'm trying to think, how in the world do you mechanically teach an offensive lineman to play quarterback? But she's done a heck of a job coming out here and just managing things and not turning the football over. Got to give her a lot of credit. Tommy, the arm strength is there. She just got to continue to work on it and dial in on her accuracy to make sure she can put the ball out in front and give somebody a chance to catch it in.
Myers hands off to Reed, comes around the left side. She's got some room. She's got a first down and more. We'll see where they mark her. She's out near midfield. And another late hit. Look at it. They're going in on the sideline again.
If you're a coach of either one of these teams, you take your team in at halftime, and there's got to be some heads rolling. And I'm talking about time. You in 2 different ways.
Get a first ball. You
got to tell them, I love the intensity and the way we're playing. But you got to back off a little bit. You can't let penalties hurt our football team. and get us down there, and we can't lose players and get people kicked out as we already have in the football game. San Diego, I'm so impressed with the way they've come out. And you say, why don't they just run the ball every down? Well, you can't.
Right.
You got to throw it 2 times in 4 downs each series. So you got to mix it in, which makes the game great because you've got to be, well, as balanced as you got to be in this league, moving the football. Great job by San Diego.
Defense.
5'11", 140-pound Kendra Myers at quarterback.
And San Diego a little confused. They'll take a timeout.
So am I.
We got a great one going here at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Tommy, I'm not just a pretty face.
You have a good point.
And neither are these gals. These are football players that now look good as opposed to the old days when it was just looking good trying to get through.
Right.
Now they're both, and they get after it. And there's a lot of intensity in this game, and I know people at home on MTV2 watching can feel it.
Myers fades back, looking, takes her time, throwing long, and it is overthrown and incomplete.
Folks, that's what we call prevent defense.
Yeah.
Normally it prevents you from winning.
Yeah, right.
But that no pass rush, dropping everybody into coverage, she could have held it for 4 days, could Kendra Myers, and thrown it, trying to make a play. Or run, get out of bounds. You got 23 seconds, get your team in range, where you take a shot at the end zone. Yep.
At least instead of giving the down
No
away,
question.
now you get 6, 7, 8 yards because everybody looked like defensively was deep.
And I'm going to tell you, a missed tackle or 2, Tom, and you get it in there.
Go
Here we are on the
Wildcat.
Wildcat. There you go. This is their run threat.
Give along the left side. What a shot.
I'd say who's your daddy, but apparently I need to say who's your mama.
Wow.
Great job by Danielle Hawkins. We've seen her on both sides of the ball. Man, that's a little LL Cool J with some mama say knock you out, huh? Great hit. Take a shot at the end zone, Tommy. 4 seconds. Take your shot at the end zone.
Tailgate on the play. Brings up.
Take a shot at the end zone. Put it up there. Run 2 or 3 people into the same area. If you watch the game this past college football week in Tulsa, East Carolina,
right.
49-44, game over. East Carolina throws it in the end zone, comes up with a catch in the end zone, wins 51-49.
Yeah.
It can happen. Take your
Absolutely,
chances.
it
Do
can
not
happen.
throw this underneath.
Game's
throw it
not
into
over.
the end zone, Kendra Myers. Throw it into the end zone.
And she will. She throws it into the end zone, and it is intercepted. That's Bonato who's got it, and she will be down. So the first half is over, but the pushing and shoving is not over. What a heck of a first half, Sean.
13-12 Dallas. Dallas has been physically pushed around a little bit, but they're getting back at it now. Mosley and Tony Kelly started this through the week, and it's continued on the field in the first half.
1-point game, heck of a contest here at the Cotton Bowl. We'll be back with halftime after this break.
This is Friday Night Football.
Back at the Cotton Bowl, LFL, Friday Night Football on MTV2. A great crowd, and Sean, a heck of a first half.
A lot of scoring. San Diego, 12 total points offensively last year, matches that in the first half. There you see the converted lineman to quarterback. Nice job by Myers getting it in. And then the hits, a lot of this physicality going on. Mosley to Garbo. There you see Dijon on the other end getting it down there near the goal line. The mustard did not fall off that hot dog, Tommy. And the physicality early on, San Diego showing me something after last year.
They're a different football team, but look at the pursuit. Dallas is just outstanding with that. They get to the football, and what a perfect throw.
Great throw off, tremendous play action to hold the linebackers, and then hit Mosley for the touchdown. Special throw by the best quarterback in this league, Brenner. And then at the end of the half, the interception, obviously, when you're trying it up to score, but a 13-12 lead for Dallas. It really, even though the stats don't say it, has been physically pushed around a little bit.
20 yards difference between the two teams, mostly passing there. You can see the difference. We got a heck of a football game. LFL Friday Night Football on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Set for the start of the second half. 13-12. Dallas with the lead. 17 minutes on the clock.
They get after it in the first
Oh,
half.
they were. And you know this is just going to escalate.
Of course, we've had an ejection, we've had penalties, we've had scoring, we've had a lot of talking. Here's the kickoff. Nice job kicking out of the end zone. That's a way not to give anybody
I
the
think
ball in
that's
their
the
hands.
first time or second time we've
Ever
seen that in 2 years
That's
now.
exactly right. We only kick off at the beginning of the game, and at the
Start of the
beginning
second half,
and then the rest ended up playing.
unless somebody's behind
Onside
and wants
kick.
to do an onside kick late in the game.
You bet. Dallas coming out here in the second half. Keep an eye on Linda Brenner, obviously, was all fantasy quarterback last year, made a great throw to Mosley in the first half off play action fake. And in this league, you're reading keys, and Brenner gets quarterback training, does it all. And this is serious business. And at the Cotton Bowl, I think the intensity's gone up a notch, Tommy, because of the venue they're playing at. Great job by MTV2 in this lingerie league to allow us to come in here and broadcast this game.
Linda Brenner, see her numbers with a TD throw. Hands off to Zhang, gets stopped and then gets across the 20 out to about the 21-yard line. That's a nice second effort because it looked like she was going down right away.
Most important down in football, and I don't care what any of your folks tell you, it isn't third down, it's first down. If I win on first down, then I control the tempo on second and third down. Because 3rd and 2, there's a lot of plays, Tommy. 3rd and 9, there isn't many plays to call as an offensive coordinator. Great job of keeping it manageable. And a 1-for-4 first half is not like Brenner, but in defense, her also had a drop ball.
Handoff. They go right back to Jean, comes along the left side looking for the first down. Great spin move, and she is into Dallas territory, into San Diego territory. Very nice spin move. It got her a few extra yards.
That was the old cross-buck action. Well, Tommy, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Cross-buck action, cross-dressing maybe for Tommy. Cross-buck action and get down to DeJong, as you talked about. Really, really nice run, keeping herself in bounds and making something happen and getting those yards. Tommy, on 2nd and 5, you can make those type of calls. And a good job in the fake by Brenner, who does a great job of holding the ball and hiding it from the defense. Linda Brenner, a star in this league at 30 years old.
Brenner, one-step drop, throws over the middle, and it's deflected, almost intercepted. Nice job defensively to get a hand in and deflect that football. That was going to be complete.
Yeah, and intended for Mosley, I believe, from Peaster, Texas, Tommy. And she knows, I don't know where Peaster is. Somewhere in Texas, apparently. But I know through all that social networking with the Twitter and all that, she got on Tony Kelly's nerves this week.
And where it is doesn't matter, because with Twitter and Facebook and everything else, it doesn't matter where you're from. Handoff comes around the right side. Nice cutback. She's inside the 15, down near the 10, and taken down. Should be just a yard or so short of a first down.
Nice job of the inside handoff, and then Brenner carrying out her fake to hold the backside pursuit and then you get up the field, and a great job of cutting back. Tom, big runs are made by people getting downfield and blocking the secondary people.
Yeah.
And Dallas is doing a good job. They got pushed around a little bit even though they were leading at halftime. I think they're coming out trying to send a message to San Diego. We're going back to the way we played during the season last year.
Nice tackle by Estrella there for San Diego as Brenner fades back. Little throw over the left side. That's caught inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line.
You will never see a quarterback in this league. That was complete. I think that was DeJong. That was DeJong again, who's catching it and throwing it, running it from the backfield. You will never see a quarterback in this league use her eyes better than Linda Brenner. Tommy, when she's throwing to the left, drops back, bam, will eyeball the right, come back, and hold people with her eyes. You try to teach that to college and NFL quarterbacks, and times they're not good at it. Linda Brenner does a great job of losing her eyes, and now we see DeJong from wide receiver to the backfield to wide receiver, doing it all.
Handoff goes to Hardaway, and she is going to be knocked back, and that's going to be a loss of a couple yards. Nice job, San Diego. Got the initial penetration, almost got the stop, but stood her up, and then got some help.
If you hear Tommy and I go crazy and almost fall out of our chairs during this broadcast, it's when San Diego actually makes a play in the red zone or a tackle. They gave up 112 points last year, folks, and scored 12. Them ain't good odds and them ain't good numbers.
No.
But times have changed for this new team with 6 veterans coming back.
Brenner, quick drop, throws over the middle. Oh, that's an absolute drop.
Tommy, is that Mosley? It looks like Mosley on the outside trying to locate the number. I believe that is Candace Mosley. And if you're going to talk all that trash all week, which is okay, ball got to catch. You got to catch that football. Great job by Brenner, looking right, throwing the slant back door. Got hit right in the hands.
It was Mosley.
Got to catch it.
That's the touchdown from the first half. That's the same play, just coming at a different angle.
She's one hell of a football
side.
player, is Mosley. But down there in the red zone, you don't get many chances. You cannot drop footballs that hit you in the perfect spot.
Brenner fades back, looking into the end zone again, throws, and it is caught and dropped again. Oh, that's a tough one.
Come on, Dallas. Now, the numbers on Brenner aren't going to look good because these guys can't catch a cold right now. They can't catch a cold. There's too much talent on Dallas's roster for us to be sitting here saying, drop ball, drop ball. Nice job by San Diego challenging the throw. But again, Brenner looking, yes.
They're open.
Brenner looking right, That's why you got to catch the ball with your hands and bring it into your body. If you allow it to get into your body, people can break it up and gobble it up, make the play, and reward your quarterback for 2 good throws.
Brenner, quick drop, and she is dropped immediately as she threw that football. How about San Diego? Dallas is knocking at the door, and San Diego has answered.
Momentum switchers. This is what happens when you get a turnover on downs or something happens. That's what happens here in the LFL.
This is Friday Night Football.
Great job by San Diego's defense. Again, Tommy, can't emphasize 112 points last year. Great job in the red zone. But Brenner, bobbled snap from the center. Bad play from the get-go. San Diego now has a chance to answer and bring this all the way down the field.
Good physical run. And San Diego just taking the nice 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 yard chunks and doing it very efficiently, Sean.
They sure were, and that was Shannon Peterson. I think was in All Fantasy in Seattle last year, if I'm not mistaken.
She was.
Tommy, yeah, she's from Pasco, Washington. Got an injury on the field. Nice job being smart, San Diego. Tom, they were a pathetic football team last year. To the point where you say, can we move San Diego? put them in Lubbock, Texas, or somewhere else to get them to play. But you know what? Being hauled off the field right now is Danielle Hawkins.
Yeah.
That'll be a big loss for them. See what happens with her. But you got San Diego is answering with a former offensive lineman last year playing quarterback.
Myers looks and throws, and it's overthrown.
And that was an offensive lineman throw.
And that's the thing. Yep, right there.
No accuracy, Tommy. Throwing the ball on time, fine, but you got to hit those easy throws because they're trying to get rhythm. And in defense of her, that's a hard transition from your hand in the ground to standing up playing quarterback.
And Sean, how many reps is it going to take for her, practice-wise, to be able to make those throws?
Constant. And the problem is when the season gets started, you're focused on game plan, so her reps are going to have to come before and after practice to get the mechanics down.
Exactly.
And it was no rip on Lubbock, Texas. I love Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
But they wanted to get him out there because that was not a good football team here in San Diego last year.
Nice run across midfield to the 20, to the 15, down near the 10. She's finally stopped.
Great job of being physical. Nice little delay. Fake on the little, we've seen this wildcat, or I don't know what they're calling it, the wild seduction, whatever you want to call it.
Wild Tamika, but whatever it is, she did a terrific job here following her blockers. Yep. And then got out and did a little bit on her own at the end.
And sell. You're not going to throw it much with Tamika in this position, Estrella Rush, when she's in the Wildcat, or the wild seduction, whatever you want to call it. But a nice job of selling that inside option handoff to an out.
Wild seduction?
That's what I'm calling
Where
it,
did that come from?
Right from my mouth. Okay? Sometimes I overload my mouth with my other half, but guess what? That's what I'm calling it.
Oh, God, that's funny. The wild seduction. We're going to write that one down.
It's the big stories in this game. We got an offensive lineman playing quarterback, Kendra Meyer. We got a team that scored 12 points in San Diego all of last year, and gave up 112. And they're challenging what was considered widely as the best team in the West most of the year last year until the playoffs rolled around.
Myers with the keeper, comes around the left side, inside the 5, down near the end zone, and she is in. Touchdown.
We call that a plotter. But she plotted her way right in the end zone, and that's all the result, Tommy. Nice job with the option. Great option read. Keeps the ball inside. 5'11", 140 pounds.
Boy, turn those shoulders and the hips.
North and south getting into the end zone. As an offensive lineman last year, you know how to get yourself in angles and play angles. Obviously paid off for her as a quarterback. A little bit banged up, but she's tough. Great job.
Hey.
If you're San Diego, you're scratching your head saying, how did we find this girl?
Oh, yeah. How did we miss her last year? But in any game, it's not how, it's how many, right?
Result. That's exactly
That's what you're playing
There's
for as a result.
Absolutely no question. And I think we got Scarangelo coming in at quarterback is for this play. The backup quarterback, am I right, Tommy? I think it is. Kelly Scarangelo is coming in because of the injury to Myers on that touchdown run for the conversion.
And the pass will be incomplete. She had a little bit of pressure there.
And if you're a play caller, don't call a play that can't get you in the end zone.
Yeah.
Throw it into the end zone because, I know it's a backup, didn't get a chance to get loose, but then run the football until she can get loose and see what happens. But San Diego, great job. They're going way above and beyond. They've already outscored themselves from one game, Tommy,
Oh, yeah.
from all of last year.
Now Dallas with it, just under 10 minutes left. And Dallas needs a little answer here because I think San Diego has come up, punched Dallas in the mouth a couple times. Dallas has responded, but they've got to respond again.
They sure do at home, Tommy. And I think Dallas, as an 8.5-point favorite with with the Wynn Hotel and the Vegas odds,
Right.
and everybody in the world saying San Diego's got no shot. Dallas is in there, so in for a fight. Now, how will they respond? Because Dallas is used to pounding people, and San Diego last year was used to getting pounded.
Well, the final
Little
score last
adversity.
year in this game was 40-6.
There you go. Now a little adversity. How will Linda Brenner and the Dallas Desire respond? And another flag on the field.
Yeah, she gets across midfield. I'm not so sure what we're going to have here. I think this may be procedure.
Yep, little movement. They just look out of sync. And thankfully, they got an offensive player like Linda Brenner who can keep a minute throwing the ball, and Mosley, who's an explosive offensive player. DeJong's played well. But Tommy, this does not look like the team that you and I watched last year.
Dominate.
Yes.
Early in the season, just dominate.
And I know it's early. It's their opening game of the season. I know it's early. But now it's in the second half. Got to get those kinks out. Got to get going.
You remember last year we did the LA Dallas
Yes.
game.
Yep.
LA came to Dallas, and Dallas just whipped them.
They beat them like a drum. It was like shooting fish in a barrel. It was
Yeah.
way too easy.
Yep.
I've never done that before, but it seems easy to me, Tommy.
It sounds easy
It
anyway.
sure does. Linda Brenner can Dallas respond to the adversity put in front of them now after a great season last year?
DeJong trying to get away, and again, a great finishing tackle by San Diego. They just do a terrific job at stopping that run.
Coach Kelly, they got coached up this year, Tommy. Four coaches
big
in
time.
a little over a year.
Yeah.
4 coaches. They've settled in, and there seems to be more discipline. There seems to be more mechanics are a lot better. The way they tackle, they're getting down and wrapping up. Folks, coming into this game, Tommy, I got to be honest with you. I thought blowout, no shot that Dallas doesn't run them off the field. Boy, was I mistaken.
Brenner fades back. Gets a little pressure, now throws deep, and it's overthrown.
She looks like a quarterback.
Oh, she does. She absolutely does. Throws, she follows through like a quarterback. Yeah, she's a football player.
Let's go back to the battle all week long on the social networking, Twitter and Facebook. Candace Mosley, 17, the wide receiver, big-time player for Dallas. And Tony Kelly, corner for the smaller version, but a good talker for San Diego. You see the frustration on Mosley right there. Dallas and talking and saying we're going to whoop them, and the constant going back and forth. San Diego's responded, and Tony Kelly stated all week,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm going to tear her head off." Well, that hasn't happened because apparently Mosley's still talking it.
Here's
So is
Audrey
Lasco.
Lasco. Let's we'll be able to hear this.
Get in there, whoever's going outside. Safeties, be smart. Go for everything. Come on, we gotta get Gentlemen, I want to pick from you.
I love it. Lasco mic'd
Oh,
up,
yeah.
as well as
She's an All-American field hockey player at goalie at Syracuse. You can tell All-American.
Qs.
She's a leader. Handoff coming around the left side, looking for an opening. Look at that.
play took too long to develop. Watch this, Tommy. Have a look. Oh, you see the end of it now. Took too long to develop. Allowed the defense to pursue and chase down. We talked about it last week. We saw a similar play. It was a reverse or a double reverse. And when it takes too long between the mesh between back and quarterback or receiver and back and quarterback, it's too long for people to pursue. You don't fool them. It's got to be bingo, bango, bongo. And that didn't happen there. Linda Brenner getting looked at on the sideline. That's the best quarterback in this LFL.
This is
Yes,
a
it
big
is.
play right now. 4th down, 4th and 17, in fact, and San Diego wants a timeout. They want to talk it over. San Diego defense on stage after the break on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Tommy, who's the gal? There's Linda Brenner. Who's the gal that from Chicago that we use as the face of this?
Tasha the Tank.
Oh, no.
Right? Oh,
No.
Danielle Monet.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Let me get back to football.
Okay, let's do it. 4th and 16.
Looking
It's
at Linda
4th
Brenner,
and
which is
17.
big.
Oh, yeah.
Linda Brenner now. It looks like, is that Linda back out on the field, Tommy? I
Believe
can't
it
tell.
is. Hardaway with it. It's going to be Hardaway. She's going to keep it, and she's got nowhere to go.
So it's
a
Hardaway.
huge stop again for San Diego.
So
that's 2 big defensive stops for them. Last year they couldn't stop anybody.
No, Tommy, you and I could have played against them. They couldn't have stopped us. Now, you saw Hardaway there at quarterback. Linda Brenner was getting looked at, the all-fantasy league quarterback. If Brenner is not in this football game, Dallas is in trouble.
Well, Dallas is in trouble right now because San Diego's got it at the Dallas 10-yard line.
Yeah, I'm talking about the rest of the game.
But
If
the
you want
rest
to,
of the game,
have a
they
comeback
need to-
chance, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. You with 6 minutes or just under 6
Well,
minutes.
how about next week? Dallas is at Chicago next week.
Hello.
At the Sears Center in
Pryor?
Hoffman Estates, where Chicago last year got terrific crowds. They were loud and they were involved.
And if you are a faint of heart and you're on Dallas's team,
Don't
Tank
go.
Pryor will wear you out.
Don't
next
go to
week.
Chicago because Tasha is she's the real deal. Here's a quarterback keeper, and she's going to get down inside the 5, down to about the 1-yard line.
This is not as intense a football team, Dallas, that I saw last year.
This is different. This is a different team, and here's the talking again.
If I'm San Diego, I just point at the scoreboard right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is big. They're down at about the 1-yard line.
Tommy, you know what I do? I hand and instead of hand the ball off, I go wildcat here, put the ball in in Estrella's hands, and allow her to carry this football and not risk any hand-to-hand, lay it on the ground, run the wild, and that's exactly what they're doing. And see if Estrella can take it in herself.
Powers to the right side. That's where she's going, up the middle, and I don't think she got in.
Well, it's all about the reach of the football.
It's not where she is now. I believe she went down right on the goal line.
I got it. And if all the ball has to do is touch the white, not the body. You could have your whole body in with the ball outside and it doesn't work. If the ball's inside and your whole body's out, it depends on where the knee or the elbow went down. Obviously, the officials say it went down before then. Now, Tommy, haven't they run the ball in 2 straight plays? Don't they have to throw now?
Well, unless they score.
But don't they have to throw here? Don't they have to throw? Don't you have to have 2 throws and 4 downs, and they've run it on the first 2 downs?
Yeah, I think they do.
And they changed it going back to quarterback. Don't you
Yep.
have to throw it now? Got to throw it 2 times and 4 downs, and that's exactly what they're doing.
And they get a touchdown.
Now, how does Dallas do that? How do you, with the field squeeze down, you only got 11 yards to play with.
You know what's going to happen.
You already know they ran twice, so you got to throw it 2 times. And Myers sits back there in the pocket with no pressure and throws the ball. You've got to squeeze the goal line, make them throw over the top with only 11 yards to defend. You can't let them complete a ball in front of you. That is awful, pathetic defense on Dallas. This is not the same team I'm used to watching from last year. That is bad football. Tommy, you know what I'm talking about. The ball's 1 yard.
Yeah,
you got to squeeze them and make them throw fade routes.
Yeah.
Because as a defensive coordinator,
you got a shot to go up and get it.
Yes, and you already know they have to throw because they ran on the first 2 downs.
Right.
Just that's not following and paying attention as a football team. And Dallas has lost himself a couple times in this game. And folks, that's a 5'11", 140-pound offensive lineman turned quarterback in Kendra Myers who made that throw.
Well, and a 5'9", 145-pound stud rookie in Lasco who made the catch. And penalty.
Their clock was running out on them, so they went up there and tried to get a quick snap in. But you move it back and you give yourself a chance. But time now is working against Dallas. It's the San Diego Seduction is doing a great job of controlling this game, but they're getting the ball in good field position because of some Dallas miscues. And their defense has stepped up, a goal line stand, and then got the ball here to give them field position. I'll never understand how you can, on 3rd down, not defend a ball in front of you. It's a 3-yard pass.
Fade back, looking a little fade route over the middle, and she's not going to quite get in. Extra point is no good. Just under 4 minutes left, and San Diego with a bit of an answer to the early Dallas surge, and now we got a San Diego player down.
Tell me, who's your MVP right now in this football game? Regardless, is it a Kendra Myers type because of the transition from lineman to quarterback on a team that scored 12 points, and she's led them to
maybe
24?
Tamika Estrella.
Estrella's played great on both sides of the ball too.
Yeah, that's probably who I'm going to vote for right now, as it stands right now.
It's amazing to me that this team is doing what they're doing against a really, really good Dallas Desire team.
Yeah.
But statistics, as we say, an 8.5-point underdog. Vegas was wrong on this one.
Boy, were they ever.
San Diego didn't like that prediction either, did they?
And they showed it. Brenner fades back, nice fake, throws him long, and it's out of bounds. I think it hit that guy in the head.
Well, at least now with Brenner back in the football game, you got your chance to throw the ball down the field. And I can tell you, she can keep you in a game. You'll score quickly with Linda Brenner at quarterback. Special talent. But this Dallas team just doesn't seem it. Now, if you're San Diego, Tommy, you'll allow them to throw underneath because you've been tackling well.
Oh, yeah.
Throw underneath, make a tackle, and even if they go down and score, they've got to answer, and they've got to continue to move it. This is a really good job the way that San Diego's game plan on both sides of the ball has played in this game.
Brenner, 2nd down and 10, ball to 15, fades back. Looking up the field, throws, and it is picked off! Picked off by San Diego, and I think that's Estrella. It is. She's inside the 20 to about the 19. What a huge interception by Tamika Estrella.
Well, the way Estrella's played, Tommy, you picked her as your MVP for this game. Both sides of the ball. She's taking it offensively, does a great. Now that's catching the football. Unlike some of the Dallas receivers who couldn't hold on to some red zone throws Great throws by Brenner. Nice job. San Diego, folks, again, stand on your head. 112 points they gave up on defense last year. Take a look at the numbers now, and then they're opportunistic. The ball thrown your way. That ball last year would have been dropped by a San Diego defender.
Yeah.
Finish it off. Great job by Estrella.
And now Dallas has used their last time out. San Diego got a chance to run this out and get a win. How about the first win in franchise history could be on the way?
On the road in the Cotton Bowl against a playoff team that many thought could have won it all last year.
And they could have. They absolutely could have.
But they faded at the end of the year. And it looks like a little bit of a hangover heading into this year.
Could be. That could well be. And it looked like that. Was that a shot late? That looked like. Let's see if we can see that again as she's off to the side now.
Still having trouble getting her breath. You know what? And if you're Dallas,
That looked like that was an elbow late. I couldn't tell for sure.
And you mentioned Estrella, who's had a spectacular game. She's 5'4", 135 pounds. A 27-year-old from San Diego has sure taken her game to another level.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Going Wildcat again. She's going to keep it. Gets inside the 20 and driven out of bounds at about the 18, and we got a timeout on the field. 2 minutes left. San Diego in control on MTV2.
This is Friday Night Football.
Well, San Diego in control now, just under 2 minutes left. Myers fades back, quick throw, and we got a flag down. Looked like it was dropped. Let's see what the flag is. It was late.
And you're asking yourself, people at home, why are they throwing?
Yeah.
Well, you have to. In a 4-down series, you have to throw it 2 of the 4 downs. It makes this game exciting. Get after it. And you see those 2 little bean bags on the field. Tommy, you and I have talked about this. Those are that you cannot run in between those, or it's a penalty.
Right.
And that's why you'll also see the defensive line have to be off the ball a little bit. It's a fun game. You can pressure you can blitz, and if you're Dallas, you got to do that in this situation.
Well, you got to take a chance now.
Yep, sure do, and they are.
Quick throw, nice catch inside the 10, cuts back inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. San Diego is rolling, and look at this. She's just taking her helmet off, and she is going after the San Diego player.
Now, if you really want to rub it in, you try to score here if you're San Diego.
Absolutely.
And that'd be a capper to all the talking. It all started, Tony Kelly and Candace Mosley talking back and forth, getting after each other, and the fights carried on the field. We've had an ejection, we've had penalties, but we've also had an offensive lineman turn quarterback in Kendra Myers, who's played well for San Diego.
Very smart, controlled the game.
And didn't give the ball to the other team.
Yep.
Dallas has dropped passes. Dallas has not scored in the red zone, and they've given the ball to San Diego in their half of the field. I like the class. Smart. I like this. Take a knee. Do it. Sandy, talk about a coaching. What a difference a year makes in a football team.
3 guys last year that struggled the whole time. Now, a guy in Pat Kelly who comes in and really does well. And there we go. My vote, Tamika Estrella, the game MVP. She's happy about it, so is her team.
And a great job on defense by her. And Tommy, you mentioned Coach Kelly. What a great job.
Oh.
Pat is, great job of turning a team around. This is like taking a team that hasn't won 30 games in an NCAA
Bad News
football.
Bears.
That's
this
it.
is the Bad News Bears.
Walter Matthau, baby.
Yep. Going around the left side. Going to run the clock out.
Time to celebrate, and celebrate it needs to be after watching this team last year. Oh, what a difference it makes. They ought to be proud. Champagne ought to flow, and they ought to have a great time. This is like a Super Bowl win for them on the road at the Cotton Bowl against the Desire. And your girl, Tamika Estrella, is the MVP in the game.
She's strong.
Unreal.
She
sure
can
is.
play.
San Diego.
And San Diego can play.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And they can.
And now, all right, we got a timeout. How about this? Dallas, look at them. They look dejected. They're not into this. Hands on the hips. A little defensive. Dallas gets to go to Chicago.
We've seen her, Tommy.
Oh, she's the real
in
deal.
person. And if Dallas decides to show up with this intensity next week, they will get run.
Oh, Tasha will
They will
flat
run
over them.
But I have a hunch, knowing the Dallas coaching staff and understand the Linda Brenners of the world, that Dallas will be ready to play in Chicago next week.
And that will do it. They take a knee And that will end this game. Terrific job by San Diego.
How proud are you of this football team if you're a San Diego fan? The Seduction gave up 112 points. We emphasize that a lot in this broadcast. But they had a goal line stand. They made great tackles. They did everything. And they're really quietly the MVP of the game, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it wasn't quiet. Maybe it was loud, but they tackled. Excellent job celebrating. And folks, they should. Well, it's just one game. Well, guess what?
It's
they
their
never got
first
to
win.
taste this. 0-3
It's
last
their
year.
first
They
win.
wanted to
Yep.
this year. There you see it.
Look at that, 60 yards more, and look at the rushing yards, 50 yards more basically on the ground.
One turnover, but the turnover really didn't hurt the Seduction because they were able to answer. Tommy, what a great game. This is not the same Dallas team we saw. They have a task on their hand next week. There you see, at the top. And look at all the points. They scored 24 as opposed to 12 all of last year, Tommy.
Excellent job. Great win by San Diego. Dallas goes to Chicago next week. We'll see you at the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates. Good night, everybody.